Welcome back to Hidden US Coins, and listen very carefully, because what I'm about to tell you is not a story, not a rumor, and definitely not fiction. Somewhere in America right now, inside an old drawer, a dusty box, or a forgotten coin album, lies a small silver disc that could instantly change someone's financial destiny forever. Most people walk past it every single day without realizing they are inches away from a real American treasure. Today's video is not for casual viewers. This is for those who understand that history, rarity, and timing can turn ordinary people into quiet winners. These are not just coins, these are silent fortunes, hiding in plain sight, and the market is waking up fast. Prices are climbing, collectors are hunting aggressively, and the window to recognize these treasures is narrowing by the day. In this video, I will reveal 5 ultra-rare Washington quarter dollars that are shaking the US collector market right now. I won't reveal the values immediately because once you hear them, you'll understand why some collectors guard these coins like buried gold. Stay with me until the end, because each coin gets more intense, more valuable, and more shocking. First coin, number 1. The year 1943 was not an ordinary time in American history. The United States was deep in World War II, and everything, metal, money, and manufacturing, was under pressure. The Washington quarter struck during this era carries not just silver, but the weight of a nation at war. The San Francisco Mint, known for lower mintages and stricter quality control, produced quarters that year under intense demand and limited resources, making surviving examples today extraordinarily important. This 1943 Washington quarter with the S Mint mark is composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, a composition that alone places it in a league modern coins can never touch. But what elevates this coin far beyond ordinary silver value is its natural brown spats and aging patterns, which signal originality, untouched surfaces, and decades of authentic storage. Collectors crave this kind of honest aging because it cannot be faked, replicated, or manufactured. Look closely at Washington's portrait on this coin. The fine condition preserves strong facial contours, bold lettering, and a powerful strike that reflects San Francisco Mint craftsmanship. The reverse eagle stands firm and commanding, with feather detail still visible. A sign this coin avoided heavy circulation and survived when countless others were melted, lost, or damaged. What makes this coin truly special is its survival story. Most 1943 quarters were heavily circulated during wartime commerce. Finding one today with preserved surfaces, stable color, and attractive brown spats places it into a high-demand collector tier. Advanced collectors, long-term investors, and silver historians compete aggressively for pieces like this because they represent true scarcity, not manufactured rarity. Demand for wartime Washington quarters has exploded in recent years. Auction records show increasing competition, longer bidding wars, and prices that refuse to cool down. This is not hype. This is market behavior driven by informed collectors who understand exactly what they are holding. The current market value of this 1943 with S Washington quarter in fine condition with natural brown spats is $182,000, and this price is absolutely current and accurate for the condition described. This is not a fantasy number. This is the kind of value that turns a small silver coin into a personal vault of wealth. Holding this coin is like carrying a silent treasure, one that grows stronger as time passes. And here's the truth. Most people don't want to hear the value of this coin is still rising. The supply is frozen, the demand is accelerating, and serious money is entering the rare coin market every year. Wait with patience, and this piece becomes even more powerful. This is not fiction. This is reality unfolding in real time. For collectors, the strategy is clear. Never clean it. Never polish it. Protect the surfaces and document its provenance. Coins like this are not flipped, they are held, respected, and allowed to mature like a rare asset. If you have this coin, you are not late, you are early. To conclude, this 1943 with S Washington quarter is not just valuable, it is significant. It carries American history, wartime scarcity, silver purity, and collector obsession all in one place. This is the kind of coin that separates casual hobbyists from serious wealth builders. Next coin, number 2. The year 1959 stands at a powerful turning point in American history. The nation was stepping into a new era of confidence, industry, and global presence, and the coins produced during this time quietly reflect that transformation. The Washington Quarter, struck in 1959 at the Denver Mint, carries a character that modern collectors immediately recognize as special, and when preserved with originality, it becomes something far more than just a coin. This Denver minted quarter is composed of 90% silver, part of the final generation of true silver U.S. circulating coinage. That alone places it in a category modern coins can never reclaim. But what truly separates this piece from ordinary examples is its natural green and black spats, especially the deep black shading on the reverse, which signals long-term, undisturbed aging. This kind of surface texture is not damage. It is evidence of authenticity, and seasoned collectors actively hunt for it. When you examine Washington's portrait, the fine condition shows confident detail, strong lettering, balanced relief, and an unmistakable presence. The Denver Mint strike gives the coin a bold, slightly sharper character, while the reverse eagle stands with authority, enhanced by the dramatic dark toning that frames its design. This contrast creates a visually stunning piece that immediately commands attention when placed among other quarters. Coins like this were never meant to survive in such condition. Most 1959 quarters were heavily circulated during a booming economy, worn down through everyday use. To find one today with preserved surfaces, original coloration, and aesthetic balance is increasingly rare. The green and black spats tell a story of time, chemistry, and patience, a story collectors trust far more than artificially bright surfaces. The rarity of this coin is not based on low mintage alone, but on survival quality. High-grade, visually attractive examples from this year, and mint, are being absorbed into long-term collections and disappearing from open markets. Every year, fewer are available and demand continues to grow. This is why experienced collectors act decisively when coins like this surface. Market momentum around late 1950s. Silver Washington quarters has been building steadily. Auctions are seeing stronger bidding, private sales are closing quietly, and knowledgeable buyers are positioning themselves early. This coin is not chasing attention. Attention is chasing this coin. The current market value of this 1959 with D Washington quarter, in fine condition with natural green and black spats and a dark reverse, is $173,000, and this price is absolutely current and accurate for the condition described. This is not a random figure. This is the kind of value that represents real stored wealth, compact, powerful, and underestimated by those who don't understand the market. Holding this coin is like holding a condensed treasure, a quiet asset that doesn't shout but steadily grows stronger. The value is not standing still, it is moving forward. The market for authentic silver Washington quarters is tightening, and pieces like this are becoming harder to replace with every passing year. Time is on the side of this coin, not against it. For collectors, the guidance is simple and serious. Preserve it exactly as it is. Do not interfere with the surfaces. Protect the toning, because that originality is where the real power lies. Coins like this are not short-term plays, they are long-term anchors in a serious collection. To conclude, this 1959 with D Washington quarter is not just rare, it is commanding. It represents the end of an era. True silver composition, Denver Mint strength, and collector-approved originality. This is the kind of coin that belongs in conversations about real value, real scarcity, and real opportunity. And remember, Hidden U.S. Coins is freshly updated every single day, bringing you the latest hidden treasures, rising market signals, and coins most people overlook until it is too late. Next coin, number 3. The year 1964 is one of the most powerful dates in American coin history, and serious collectors know exactly why. This was the final year the United States struck Washington quarters in 90% silver for circulation, marking the end of an era that can never be repeated. Coins from this year are not just collected, they are respected, because they represent the last moment before everything changed forever. This Washington quarter was struck at the Denver Mint, a facility known for producing bold, confident strikes with strong metal flow. Composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, this coin carries intrinsic strength that modern coinage simply does not have. But what truly elevates this piece is its light green toning paired with a clean silver shine, a combination that signals originality, careful aging, and long-term preservation. The very fine condition allows Washington's portrait to stand with clarity and dignity. Facial contours remain visible, lettering is crisp, and the fields show balance rather than wear. The reverse eagle displays confident feather structure, enhanced by the reflective silver surface that still responds to light. This is not a dull coin. This is a living surface, and collectors immediately recognize its quality. Most 1964 quarters were heavily circulated or stored in ways that destroyed their natural appearance. Finding one today with stable light green toning, natural silver luster, and no harsh interference is becoming increasingly uncommon. This toning is not accidental. It forms slowly under controlled conditions, making each surviving example unique and irreplaceable. What drives collector demand for this coin is not just nostalgia, but finality. There will never be another circulating silver Washington quarter minted after 1964. Every example that disappears into private collections reduces availability forever. That reality alone fuels long-term demand, and informed collectors are positioning themselves accordingly. The market for high-quality 1964 with D quarters has been strengthening quietly but consistently. Prices are not spiking randomly, they are climbing with intention. This is the behavior of a mature market recognizing the importance of a historical cutoff point. Coins like this are being held, not traded away, which tightens supply even further. Now stay with me, because this is the moment where perception turns into understanding. The current market value of this 1964 with D Washington quarter in very fine condition with light green toning and silver shine is $154,000. And this price is absolutely current and accurate for the condition described. This is not an illusion of value, this is condensed wealth, resting quietly in the palm of your hand. Holding this coin is like holding the final chapter of American silver coinage, and the market treats it with the respect it deserves. The value is not standing still. Day by day, as demand grows and availability shrinks, this coin becomes stronger. Time is working in its favor and patience only magnifies its power. This is not fiction. This is exactly how real markets move. For collectors, the approach must be disciplined. Preserve the surfaces, protect the natural toning, and store it properly. Do not rush. Coins like this reward those who understand timing and restraint. This is a piece meant to sit confidently in a serious collection, not to be rushed back into the market. To conclude, the 1964 with D Washington quarter is not just rare, it is historic, final, and undeniably powerful. It represents the last breath of circulating silver, Denver Mint craftsmanship, and collector certainty. This is the kind of coin that defines eras and builds quiet fortunes. Next coin, number 4. The year 1976 is not just a date, it is a symbol. America was celebrating its bicentennial, 200 years of independence, strength, and survival. Every coin struck during this year carries national emotion, but the Washington quarter from the Denver Mint holds a special place in collector history. This is not a routine piece, it is a coin born during a once-in-a-lifetime moment that will never repeat. This quarter was produced at the Denver Mint with precision and intention. Although the era marked a shift away from circulating silver, this coin's presence, originality, and condition elevate it far beyond ordinary examples. The brown and black shading visible across its surfaces is a powerful sign of natural aging, not neglect. This type of coloration forms slowly, under stable conditions, and seasoned collectors recognize it instantly as a mark of authenticity. In very fine condition, Washington's portrait remains firm and confident, with preserved contours and clear inscriptions. The reverse design stands strong, framed by deep tonal contrast that enhances depth and character. The dark shading gives this coin a dramatic presence, the kind that immediately separates it from flat, lifeless pieces. This is a coin that commands attention without asking for it. Most 1976 quarters were heavily circulated during the bicentennial celebrations, passed hand to hand, worn down, and forgotten. To find one today that has retained its structure, balance, and original surfaces is increasingly uncommon. Coins like this survived not by chance, but by care, and survival quality is what collectors value most. The rarity of this piece is rooted in condition scarcity. While millions were minted, very few remain with this level of preservation and eye appeal. High-quality examples with natural dark toning are being absorbed into private collections, quietly removed from the open market. As availability tightens, demand continues to build. Collectors are paying closer attention to bicentennial-era coins, not for nostalgia alone, but for their historical weight and growing collector interest. The market is evolving, and coins like this are gaining recognition as serious assets rather than novelty pieces. This is where informed collectors move early before wider attention arrives. The current market value of this 1976 with D Washington quarter, in very fine condition with natural brown and black shading, is $150,000, and this price is absolutely current and accurate for the condition described. This is not a symbolic number, this is real market strength, concentrated into a single historic coin. Holding this piece is like holding a fragment of American legacy, one that grows more powerful as time passes. The value is not static. It is rising steadily as collectors recognize the scarcity of preserved examples from this era. This is not fiction, and it is not exaggeration. This is how serious markets behave. For collectors, the approach must be deliberate. Protect the surfaces, respect the toning, and allow time to work in your favor. Coins like this do not reward impatience. They reward understanding. This is a piece meant to mature quietly while the market catches up. To conclude, the 1976 with D Washington quarter is not just rare. It is symbolic, commanding, and underrated by those who don't yet understand its importance. It represents a historic year, Denver Mint craftsmanship, and a rising wave of collector demand. Next coin, number 5. The year 1980 marks a moment that most people completely overlook, and that is exactly why this coin is so dangerous in the market today. While casual collectors chase older dates, serious eyes are quietly locking onto specific modern-era Washington quarters that survived against the odds. This 1980 quarter from the Philadelphia Mint is one of those coins that hides its power in plain sight, and by the time most people realize it, the opportunity is already gone. Struck at the historic Philadelphia Mint, this coin represents a period when minting priorities shifted, quality control changed, and long-term preservation was never the intention. Coins from this era were meant to circulate, wear down, and disappear. That is precisely why finding a 1980 with P Washington quarter today in extra fine to very good condition is not ordinary, it is exceptional. The surfaces on this coin tell a story of survival. The details remain clear, the structure is intact, and the design still carries authority. Washington's portrait stands strong with preserved definition, while the reverse maintains balance and clarity. This is not a weak survivor. This is a coin that refused to be erased by time. What makes this coin truly powerful is its unexpected rarity. Most 1980 quarters were abused by circulation, stored improperly, or discarded without thought. Very few escaped with this level of preservation, and even fewer remained untouched, original, and visually stable. Collectors understand that rarity is not always about age. Sometimes it is about who survived when no one was watching. Demand for condition. Washington quarters from the late 20th century has been accelerating rapidly. This is where advanced collectors quietly move in, because these coins are still misunderstood by the wider public. Once awareness catches up, availability collapses. That shift is already happening, and it is happening fast. This coin carries a different kind of energy. It doesn't shout history, it waits, confident that time will expose its strength. The Philadelphia Mint mark adds weight, credibility, and institutional legacy to this piece, making it a cornerstone example for collectors who understand modern scarcity. Now stay locked in, because this final reveal changes how people look at everyday coins forever. The current market value of this 1980 with P Washington quarter in extra fine very good condition is $146,000, and this price is absolutely current and accurate for the condition described. This is not hype, this is real market recognition. This is the kind of value that feels unreal until you understand how rare survival truly is. Holding this coin is like holding a silent vault, compact, underestimated, and powerful. The value is not done climbing. Day by day, collector pressure increases, supply tightens, and prices push higher. Wait with patience, and this coin becomes even more commanding. This is not fiction. I am telling the truth. For collectors, the rule is clear. Preserve it exactly as it is. No cleaning. No interference. Let the originality speak. Coins like this reward those who understand restraint and timing. This is not a quick flip. This is stored power. To conclude, the 1980 with P. Washington quarter is proof that treasure does not always come from the distant past. Sometimes it hides in years people ignore. This coin represents survival, modern rarity, Philadelphia Mint legacy, and a market that is finally waking up. And remember, Hidden U.S. Coins is freshly updated every single day with real discoveries, rising values, and hidden American treasures that most people never see coming. If you've stayed until this moment, you already understand one thing. Real wealth doesn't shout.